Hello students, today I will be starting with the new chapter, that is plant kingdom. Now the plant kingdom represent group of organisms, group of producers which contain chlorophyll. Now in this chapter I have to deal with the classification system as well as I will be dealing in detail of the different groups which are present in the plant kingdom, that is the algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperms and angiosperm. So let's start with it. Now first of all I will be giving you here brief outline of the classification of plant kingdom. तो एक brief outline यहाँ पर हम plant kingdom के classification का note down करेंगे. Now the traditionally plant kingdom has been divided into two sub-kingdoms. That is cryptogamy and the second sub-kingdom, that is phanerogamy. क्रिप्टोगैमी के अंदर प्रेजेंट है embedded sex organs. The sex organs, they are embedded inside the thallus of organism, thallus of plant. तो यहां पर प्रेजेंट है embedded sex organs, sexual structures. But in the case of the phanerogams, there is presence of exposed sex organs. क्रिप्टोगैमी एक प्रिमिटिव ग्रुप है. इस प्रिमिटिव ग्रुप के अंदर सीड एंड फ्लावर फॉर्मेशन एब्सेंट है. In the phanerogams, the seed formation is absent, and in one of the group, that is the angiosperms, even the flower formation is also present. Phanerogamy के अंदर जो plants present है, जो members present है, all these members they produce seed. That's why this group it is also known as spermatophyte or spermatophyta. Now, in the cryptogamy further has been classified into the three divisions. Further has been classified into the three divisions, that is thallophyta. थैलोफाइटा के अंदर हम स्टडी करेंगे algae, then bryophyta, then pteridophyta, algae includes three classes. Three classes has been classified under this. So I will be writing the name of the three classes, that is chlorophyceae, phaeophyceae and rhodophyceae. And this is green algae, this one brown and this is red algae. Bryophyta के अंदर भी three classes, they are distinguished, that is Hepaticopsida, Anthocerotopsida, Bryopsida. Now under the pteridophyta, four classes, they has been distinguished, that is Psilopsida, Lycopsida, Sphinopsida, and Pteropsida. Now coming to the phanerogamy. Phanerogamy is divided into the two divisions. One is gymnospermy, another one is angiospermy. So you know that angiosperms, they represent most evolved plants. Under the gymnospermy, three classes are there, that is Cycadopsida, Coniferopsida, then another one, that is Neetopsida. In the angiosperms, you know two classes are there, that is dicot and monocot. Dicots, they are present under the class that is Dicotyledonnae, and monocots, they are placed in the class that is Monocotyledonnae. So this is outline of plant kingdom classification. तो ये जो different groups मैंने यहाँ पर mention करे, इन groups को हम यहाँ पर study करेंगे in this chapter. So now I can start with the classification system. Different types of the classification system and the contribution of the different scientists towards this system. So in the classification system, I will be dealing with early attempts for classification, then artificial system of classification, natural classification system, phylogenetic classification system. So first of all, I will be starting with early attempts. Here I will be telling you the contribution of the scientist, that is Aristotle. Aristotle divided the living organisms into two groups, that is plants and animals. Plants को further divide करा on the basis of habitat. On the basis of habit, plants, they are further classified. They are further classified into three groups, that is herbs, shrubs and trees. Now animals, they were further classified into two groups, and the criteria which was utilized for the classification, that is RBC. RBC, presence or absence, was utilized as criteria for classification. So what is RBC? That is very well known to you. That is the red blood cells. If the red blood cells, they are absent, this group, this is known as enema. If the red blood cells, they are present, this group is known as enema. Right? Now after the Aristotle, now I will be dealing with the contribution of Charaka. You know that he is father of Ayurveda. Now in his book, that is Charaka Samhita, in his book, he enlisted 200 types of animals and 340 types of plants. So this was regarding the early attempts of the classification system, and here we studied the contribution of Aristotle and the contribution of Charka. Now after this, now I will be starting with the artificial system. So let's start with the artificial system. So first of all, let's see what is the basis of this classification. Artificial system के अंदर for the classification of the organism, there is utilization of morphological characters. That is the external features of the organism. They are utilized for classification. तो यहाँ पर use करे गए हैं morphological characters. The morphological characters which were utilized, they were both vegetative as well as reproductive. तो वेजिटेटिव कैरेक्टर्स के अंदर आ जाएगा स्टेम, टाइप ऑफ स्टेम, रूट, लीव्स, and in the reproductive characters comes the floral parts of the plant. Yes, the floral parts of the plant, that is the stamen and carpel, right? So vegetative characters के अंदर study करा है type of stem, root and leaves. In the reproductive characters, the floral whorls, they were utilized, they were studied. You know that male reproductive whorl, it is known as stamen, and the female reproductive whorl, that is known as carpel. Now, कौन से साइंटिस्ट हैं, कौन से साइंटिस्ट है जो इस आर्टिफिशियल सिस्टम के साथ एसोसिएटेड है? So first of all, I will be enlisting the scientists which are associated with the artificial system. Now the Theophrastus, then Aristotle, Botany, Linnaeus, then Pliny the Elder. ये जो 5 साइंटिस्ट का मैंने यहां पर नाम लिखा है, इसमें से the first work, yes, the pioneer work on the artificial classification system, it was performed by Theophrastus. So Theophrastus, he did pioneer work on the artificial system. Now Theophrastus, on the basis of habit, divided the plants into the 4 groups. हैबिट के बेसिस पर प्लांट को 4 ग्रुप्स के अंदर डिवाइड करा, दैट इज हर्ब्स, shrubs, undershrubs and trees. ये पांचों साइंटिस्ट में से द साइंटिस्ट विच इज इन्वॉल्व इन द सेक्सुअल सिस्टम ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन, दैट इज Linnaeus. So Linnaeus, he gave sexual system of classification. अब लीनियस ने जो सेक्सुअल सिस्टम ऑफ क्लासिफिकेशन दिया है, इसके अंदर यूज करे हैं सेक्सुअल कैरेक्टर्स. यस, utilization of sexual features present in the flower of the angiosperms. So let's see what were the main points associated with this classification. Linnaeus ने जो classification system दिया, that classification system was published in the book. The name of the book is Genera Plantarum. Now Linnaeus, he utilized sexual characters for the classification of the organism. In the sexual character he's used nature and number of stamens as well as carpels. On the basis of these features, he divided the plants into 24 classes. इन फीचर्स के बेसिस पर प्लांट्स को डिवाइड करा 24 क्लासेस के अंदर. नाउ दिस 24 क्लासेस, ये जो 24 क्लासेस है, इसमें से फर्स्ट से लेकर 23rd क्लास तक इट रिप्रेजेंट्स फ्लावरिंग प्लांट्स. Yes, 23 classes, they are for flowering plants, and this group which constitutes the group which possess flowering plants, this is known as Phanerogamia. Right? जो last class है, जो 24th class है, 24th class represents non-flowering plants. The group which represents non-flowering plants, that group is known as Cryptogamia. तो यहां पर कितनी क्लासेस दी हैं? 23 क्लासेस दी हैं यहां पर फ्लावरिंग प्लांट्स के अंदर. तो अब इन 23 क्लासेस को नेम कैसे दिया? आई विल बी गिविंग एग्जाम्पल्स ओनली फॉर 1 or 2 क्लासेस. अगर प्रेजेंट है सिर्फ एक स्टेमन, if there is only presence of one stamen, the name of this class is Monantria. Similarly, दो stamen present है, so this class is Diantria. So this is how, on the basis of number of stamens as well as nature of stamens, he gave the name to the 23 classes which comes under the Phanerogamia. Right? So now here I will be discussing the drawbacks of this classification system. Now the first drawback is that this classification system is not based upon evolutionary study. It is not based on evolutionary study, and you know that the field which is associated with the evolutionary study, that is phylogeny. So this classification system is not based upon phylogeny. Secondly, this classification system gave equal importance to vegetative and reproductive characters. जो vegetative characters हैं and reproductive characters हैं, इन characters को दी गई equal weightage, equal importance. Now how this is a drawback, how this is a negative point of this classification system. अब ये जो vegetative characters हैं, they are easily changed. They are easily changed with respect to the change environmental condition. तो इसका मतलब vegetative characters के अंदर जो changes हैं वो faster हैं. यहाँ पर faster changes हैं with respect to the environment. But in the case of the reproductive characters, the changes which are present, they are comparatively slower. ऐसे कैरेक्टर्स जिनके अंदर फास्टर चेंजेस होते हैं, इनको हम कहते हैं नॉन कंजर्व्ड कैरेक्टर्स. The characters which show slower changes, they are known as conserved characters. तो इस क्लासिफिकेशन सिस्टम के अंदर क्या करा गया? द इक्वल इंपॉर्टेंस वॉज गिवन टू दी नॉन कंजर्व्ड कैरेक्टर्स एंड कंजर्व्ड कैरेक्टर्स. तो दो डिफरेंट तरह के कैरेक्टर्स को इक्वल इंपॉर्टेंस दी गई. अकॉर्डिंग टू द प्रेजेंट व्यू, किसको ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस रिक्वायर्ड है? यस, अकॉर्डिंग टू द करंट व्यू, द मोर इंपॉर्टेंस शुड बी गिवन टू द कंजर्व्ड कैरेक्टर्स. So after the artificial classification system, तो यहां पर हमने आर्टिफिशियल सिस्टम के अंदर पढ़ा कि बेसिस क्या ले रहे हैं? मॉर्फोलॉजिकल कैरेक्टर्स. 5 साइंटिस्ट का कंट्रीब्यूशन हमने यहां पर लिखा है. इसमें से द पायोनियर वर्क वाज डन बाय थियोफ्रास्टस. देन द सेक्सुअल सिस्टम, इट वाज गिवन बाय लीनियस. Then the two important drawbacks. It is not based upon phylogeny, and the next one, the equal importance was given to 2 different types of the characters, that is the conserved and non-conserved one. But according to the present view, the character which needs more importance, which needs more attention, that is the conserved one. So after looking into the artificial system, now I will be dealing with the natural one.